This is Get Real and Heal for high-performing women executives and entrepreneurs, where we discuss all things emotional healing and the relationships with yourself, your man, and your money. I'm your host, Jamila McMallow, wife, mother, certified cognitive behavioral therapy practitioner, mindset and relationship expert with over 20 years coaching and mentoring experience. I know that when you're the one that everyone else leans on, the leader and the trailblazer, it can be difficult to let your guard down, be vulnerable, and tend to your own emotions. So I hope today's discussion will allow you a moment to experience a life-changing realization, perhaps even a transformation. So let's begin and get real and heal. I am so incredibly thrilled about today's topic. We are talking about inner healing and releasing limiting beliefs. This literally is what I help my clients to do. This is literally the root of it all. This is behind everything that I teach, everything that I coach on, everything that I help my clients to heal. It is identifying and releasing these limiting beliefs, because when I say limiting beliefs, the belief system is the programming. They're like the programs that run on a computer. Your belief system is like the programs running on your brain, telling you who you're allowed to be, what you're allowed to do, what you're allowed to have. It defines everything for you. And so when it comes to the feminine ease movement, when it comes to allowing yourself to lean more into your feminine energy, this is the biggest piece of the puzzle. Because if you don't address the beliefs that are holding you back or that are limiting you, right, you will keep repeating the same patterns of doing too much, overworking, stressing yourself out, and feeling completely exhausted and overwhelmed. So let's actually dig into limiting beliefs, because maybe you don't know what they are. And so another way to explain it, besides just the fact that they are like programs that run on a computer, another way is, if you think about it like it's a story. Okay, it's like the story that you tell yourself about what you believe that you're worth, what you believe is possible for you, and about how you should be living your life. Now, most of these beliefs originate in childhood, okay? And that could come, and mostly really from your parents or your caregivers. It also can come from society, your environment, your community. And what happens is they're rooted in past experiences, or these things that happened in addition to things that were said to you. And so at a very young age, these experiences or these things that were told to you, you accepted as truth, okay? And literally, yes, what you decided you were going to believe about a thing, including yourself at 4 and 5 years old, yes, is still exactly what you believe to be true and possible for yourself today. And I mean, that's crazy, right? But it's the truth, because it's happening on a subconscious level. So if you think about it, it's really happening on autopilot in the background. So it's influencing everything. It's influencing how you're showing up in your marriage. It's influencing your career or your business, and it absolutely is influencing how you're carrying out your role as a mother. So it's such an important work, this accelerated inner healing. Now, the way that I do it is accelerated, but honestly, it's just the deep inner healing that is required to identify and overturn these beliefs, because yes, it can impact all of your relationships. And when you think about your role as a mother, it's like, well, no, we don't want to pass on the things that we got from our parents that are now currently limiting us onto our children. But guess what? We can't not do that if we're unaware of the fact that we have that belief. We're going to subconsciously, unconsciously pass it on to our children, sometimes the exact same way it was passed on to us. I mean, do you really think that our parents sat around and go, you know what, I have a limiting belief about this, let me pass it on to my child? No, they had a set of beliefs and things that they thought were true, impossible. And so in an effort to educate and protect us, they demonstrated to us through their example, through their words, etc. And as I already said, we accepted that as true, as our truth, and begin operating under that set of beliefs. Now, you may actually have embodied the belief at some point. And in fact, I know you have, if you consider yourself to be a high achiever or a high performer. You may have embodied the belief that if you're not constantly doing something, if you're not constantly achieving, if you're not constantly being productive, then you're not valuable. So the idea of stepping back or doing less, according to what you believe to be true, you believe that people will think you're lazy or that you're dropping the ball. But the truth is, that belief isn't true. If you decide that you want to redefine success and live your life in a different way, a way that allows you to experience more ease, to focus on the things that are more important to you, that belief must go. Because if you continue to think that you have to perform, that you have to achieve, or you're not valuable, then you're going to remain exactly where you are, stuck in this cycle of continuing to overachieve, and quite frankly, not on the verge of burning out, but I know you've been burnt out numerous times in your life. Okay? I mean, can we just be real? Okay? So now, for me, when I started my own healing journey, and really this started when I went through a divorce. So my first marriage ended in divorce over 10 years ago. And that was the beginning of my inner healing journey, because I really had to, I basically, it was like as if the rug had been pulled off from under me. Like my whole world had just collapsed. And I was like, what just happened? And so it was at that point that I had to confront what it was that I believed to be true and possible for myself, in that I chose a man like that and remained in that relationship for so long. What was wrong with me, essentially? And ultimately, not that there was anything wrong with me, but what was I believing about myself, about men, about relationships? And so facing that, okay? Facing that, identifying that, acknowledging that, releasing that allowed me to redefine what I wanted in a relationship. And I was able to have that. And so the same thing was true when I realized that I no longer wanted to be guided by this internal, really this relentless internal pressure to succeed, to continue trying to reach greater and greater levels in my business, in my career. I mean, at what point does it end? Right? And so once I really realized and acknowledged that there was no one outside of me who was requiring this level of effort, it was me. That's when I said, these are some programs, or these are some beliefs that I am still running subconsciously that are not working for me anymore. And so once again, I went to work and I released those beliefs. And now I understand that I am worthy of ease, okay? Of ease, of things being easy, of not being high stress, that I am worthy of abundance, not because I have done 5,000 things to create a specific result, but that simply because I live, breathe, and exist. I'm worthy of these things. Where does it say that I have to stress, check off all the boxes, constantly be under pressure, never feel like I'm good enough in any area, and that's the pathway to success? That's the way it's supposed to be done. It doesn't say that anywhere. So the question is, how do you start releasing these limiting beliefs? Well, first, like I said, you have to become aware of them. So one of the things you can do is you can ask yourself, what are the stories that I have been telling myself about success, about worthiness, and about ease? Am I allowed to experience things easily, or do I believe that I have to hustle and grind in order to be worthy of them? Take the time and write the answer down. And then I want you to challenge those beliefs, to challenge that story. Are those stories, are those beliefs, are they really true? Or have you been carrying them around for so long that they've just become a part of your default thinking? Again, write the answers out. Now, this week, I want you to identify one limiting belief that's been keeping you stuck in hustle mode, okay? I want you to write it down. I want you to challenge it. And then I want you to decide, what would I need to believe instead of this that would be in alignment with the life of ease you want to create? Now, next week, we're going to be doing a deep dive into the myths of independence and why doing it all is overrated. And this is going to be such an important and powerful conversation excuse me, about letting go of the pressure to do it all, because the pressure is not about, oh, we're doing it all with everyone else. No. It's on us to do it all, to be it all for everyone. And that is what we're going to stop doing by the end of this season, okay? So now, I want to share with you that everything that I do as a coach, as a mentor, as a speaker, is to help you to identify and release these mindsets, these beliefs, and to shift them powerfully. And in my brand new mini training, Trust Yourself, No External Validation Needed, that is exactly what I am doing for you again. It is in this training that I am helping you to break up with the need to constantly be looking outside of yourself to someone else in order to know if what you're doing in your business or what you're doing in your career is correct or right. Am I on the right path? Is this a good idea? No. Okay, that has to stop, because again, that's the conditioning. That's actually a belief. That's something that was ingrained in us, especially as high achievers who are always looking for the A+, the 100%, the award, the stamp of approval, to be the favorite, to exceed expectations. All of that way of being is rooted in needing someone outside of you to approve of you. Now, as I've said in previous episodes, we absolutely want to be approved by God. So that's not who I'm talking about in in this scenario. I'm talking about other human beings, other people, whoever we view as an authority, an expert, a teacher, a coach, a mentor, whomever we feel like we have to consistently turn to first, instead of giving ourselves the silence and the quiet to let the clarity sink in and to trust what it is that we come up with. So that is what this mini training is designed to help you to do, is to break up with that need for external validation, and included in it is a very powerful exercise where I walk you through the process of helping you to redefine success, period, according to what you want and according to what works for you. So I'm going to put the link to that mini training in the description for this episode. And I look forward to seeing you next week when, again, we're going to talk about the myths of independence and why doing it all is overrated. And until next time, I want you to know that you, you are worthy and deserving of the ease and the peace that you desire, simply because you live, breathe, and exist. Visit CoachJamila.com, where you'll find the links to connect with me on social media and more information on my private coaching for high-performing women.